What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Welcome to the MG Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today. Here we are today. It is August. What day is it? It's August the 13th. Thank you so much for being here. Jeff is currently working on getting his camera reset. I think it had a little mishap right there as we were starting. He'll be right here in just a second.
Go ahead and introduce that.
Let's actually do that. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are going to go and check out Donald Trump, who is at the Kennedy Center. He's been talking there for a little bit. And by the way, everyone, if you didn't catch the show yesterday, we are going to also continue our Adam Schiff discussion today about the some of the drops from AS. So right now we're going to cut to the press conference with Donald Trump.
You know what? I think I need Yeti to do it because I need to fix my Discord.
Okay, so that's
my
not
OBS.
Do you have that? Do you have that link, Yeti, to be able to bring us over there?
All right,
no problem.
I'm sorry, Yeti. I just saw that you were calling.
What is going on? Is Jeff in master with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go right to President Donald J. Trump. I don't want to be on the air with this because it's. Yeah, but we're not we're gonna go right to President Trump making a visit. Yeti's gonna cue that up. Takes a second. I got to give Yeti some time, guys. We do it live.
yeah. We're interesting.
It is interesting. I don't know how this all changed.
Well, it's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah,
we'll have one like every once in a while.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Still working on it. So we got Adam Schiff drops because irrefutable proof that Adam Schiff is the leaker, which Q told us that, by the way, Shady Groove. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is interesting because not only did Q tell us that, but Q told us a number of other things about some others. Even the guy with the Chinese spy is starting to get nervous. I'm noticing his commentary, and he's trying to dispute. Like, how in the world do these people keep being able to dispute the facts whenever there's literally clearly paper released from the FBI that shows what they were doing? As a matter of fact, the FBI is starting to look like the leaker organization, not necessarily a criminal investigation organization. To me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Man, I tell you. We got it? All right.
We're getting ready to go take you guys live to the interview with Donald Trump press conference at the Kennedy Center. We're trying to get it up live. Jeff's system is currently not working.
Yeah.
So we are Here we go.
Thank you, Yeti. Here we go, guys. Thank you, Yeti.
Thank you very much. This is a very exciting project. We're going to do something that will go rapidly, relatively inexpensively, and we'll make it better than it ever was, frankly. It'll be something that people are going to be very proud of. Along with, in the bigger picture, a place called Washington, D.C.
Yeti, you want me to call you?
That is the bigger one, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But let's talk about right now the Kennedy Center, and I'm delighted to be here as we officially announce the incredibly talented artists who will be celebrated later this year at the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors. It's going to be a big evening. I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the President of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. I said, I don't care. I'm President of the United States. I won't do it. They said, please. And then Susie Wells said to me, sir, I'd like you to host. I said, okay, Susie, I'll do it. That's the power she's got. But I just, so I have agreed to host. Do you believe what I have to do? And I didn't want to do it, okay? They're going to say, he insisted. I did not insist. But I think it will be quite successful, actually. It's been a long time. I used to host the Apprentice finales, and we did rather well with that. So I think we're going to do very well because we have some great honorees, some really great ones. Since 1978, the Kennedy Center Honors have been among the most prestigious awards in the performing arts. I wanted one. I was never able to get one. This year, it's true, actually. I would have taken it if they would have called me. I waited and waited and waited, and I said, the hell with it. I'll become chairman, and I'll give myself an honor. Maybe I'm going to honor, next year we'll honor Trump, okay? This year, the board has selected a truly exceptional class of honorees. I mean, really exceptional. First is country music star, actor, and producer George Strait. Great. Over an extraordinary 4-decade career, George has sold more than 120 million records worldwide, amassed 60 #1 hits, wow, and produced 33 platinum certified albums, more than any other living American. That is amazing. He's believed by millions of people to just be as good as you can get, and he's beloved by hundreds of millions of people all over the world. He's really something, and they call him the king of country, and we know him very well, George Strait. Thank you. Please. Oh, it looks nice. You're a good-looking guy. I hope he still looks like that. Second is actor, singer, philanthropist, and star of the Broadway stage. One of my favorite talents. I think he's one of the greatest talents I've ever actually seen. I've always said, and just so we don't get in trouble, I'll say among the greatest artists in the world are the Broadway London actors back and forth. That's all they want to do is they want to do Broadway and they want to do London. They want to do 8 shows a week, including matinee on Wednesday. And if you said make a movie, they can't even think about it. If you say go on television, they don't want to. All they want to do is be on the stage, the live stage, and it's amazing. But I've always said that the most talented people. And this man may be the most of all. Michael Crawford is being honored. Michael was born in England in 1942. He made his Broadway debut in 1967. I was there. I shouldn't say that, but I was there. Seems like a long time ago. And he became an international sensation in the 1980s for his original portrayal of the Phantom of the Opera, one of the greatest ever, 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 ever. You don't see him like that very often. Winning him the esteemed Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. He's won so many awards. Michael is truly a generational talent, had a voice that was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. There's never, I don't know, it's Luciano Pavarotti had a very different voice. The power was incredible, magnificent. Michael had a different kind of a voice. These are just unbelievable talents. But Michael is very special and one of the greatest roles in the history of Broadway. And nobody did it like him. Michael Crawford, thank you very much. Great guy. Next, we look forward to honoring three-time Oscar nominee, Golden Globe Award winner, an action movie icon, and a friend of mine. He's a very unique man. He's somebody that doesn't do these things. I said, I wonder if he'll accept, because some people don't really want to be honored. They don't care. But he was very honored to be honored, I will tell you. He's a very special guy. A real talent, never been given the credit for the talent. There was nobody else could have done the roles that he did like he did. I'm not even close, and they've tried, and they didn't work out too well. His name is Sylvester Stallone. So it's very few, almost, if any, people that could have taken a name and made it so incredible, like Rocky, Rambo, Creed, and others. But think of it, Rocky, Rambo, if you did one, you're good. You do two. And I'll never forget, I was a young guy, and I went to see a thing called Rambo, and it had just come out. I didn't know anything about it, but I was in a movie theater, like we used to go to movie theaters a lot. And I said, this movie is phenomenal. What the heck? And that turned out to be a monster. Rocky is Rocky. I mean, the way that happened, Sly had no money, nothing, and he went around, and everybody wants to do a boxing movie. It's the most, probably more than any other type of character, boxing, always boxing. It's so great. And there's rarely been anything like this one. John Voight did a great one, as you know. Champ, great. I think that was right there, too. John Voight's a phenomenal person, phenomenal actor. But Sly came in and he had no money. He wrote a script along with thousands of other people writing scripts on a boxer. And for some reason, a studio picked up this and liked it. And Sly he's in an old car that he came in from Brooklyn or someplace in New York, but I think Brooklyn. It barely made it to California. He was sleeping in the car. He had nothing. And he wanted control over who the actor was going to be, because he said it can't be successful if you're going to pick a movie actor with a bad build, okay? A nice face, but a bad body. And he said, I can't have these guys, because he's a tough cookie, and he knew exactly what it took. He knew what a boxer's body was. So they brought him one, and I won't tell you who it was, but it was a big name. But the chest wasn't exactly what you need. One shot, and your heart would pop out. That wasn't too good. Then he did another one. He was fat, sloppy, but had a good face. Then he did another one, and another one, and another one. And he turned it down. He wouldn't take $1 million. He wouldn't do it. And it turned out that when they saw him, they said, you'd be actually pretty good for this role. And he had never done this before, anything like it. But think of it, he turned down $1 million. He had nothing. He refused to let somebody else play. He didn't want to play it. He wasn't originally, he did it as a writer. But he ended up playing it because he couldn't find anybody else that fit the role. And who knew what would have happened? He's become a legend of the silver screen, a true legend, and he's a great guy. He's a little bit tough, a little bit different, I will tell you. He's a little tough guy. But he's a phenomenal person with a phenomenal wife and family. Incredible wife, incredible family. His film's grossing more than $7.5 billion, which is either a record or very close to it. I can't imagine anybody doing more. If you add up Rambo and Rocky and these others, I can't imagine anybody doing much more. 7.5 billion worldwide over the course of 6 decades. And Sly is a pillar of the really American pop culture and a Hollywood superstar like few others, and one of the biggest names on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In fact, the only one that's a bigger name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they say, is a guy named Donald Trump. I'm on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, too, if you can believe that one. But he's amazing. He's really amazing. And he's actually a great actor. Fourth will be together celebrating one of the most revered singers of the American disco era, Gloria Gaynor. Best known for her chart-topping 1978 hit, I Will Survive. Gloria won the 1980 Grammy for Best Disco Recording, and her song was inducted into the National Recording Registry in 2016. 4 decades later, Gloria won a second Grammy in 2020 for her gospel album Testimony, which is incredible. Truly a historic achievement, not only in terms of the years that have gone by to be great that long, but to have the two top of anything in that span of time, and with that kind of period between, is pretty amazing. But I will say that I Will Survive is an unbelievable song. I've heard it, like everyone else here, thousands of times. And it's one of those few that get better every time you hear it. And nobody can sing it like her. And that's an honor. So, Gloria Gaynor, thank you. Thank you very much. And finally, we'll be honoring one of the greatest rock bands of all time, Kiss. So Kiss was formed in 1973 in New York City by founding band members, and incredible people, by the way, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. Kiss became a global phenomenon, sold more than 100 million records worldwide, and produced 30 gold albums and lots of other things they produced. They made a fortune. And they're great people, and they deserve it, and they work hard, and they're still working hard, and it's an honor to present Kiss. Thank you very much. Got it? Yeah. Thank you. And they're going to do something very special. Kiss is going to be here on a little bit before the show. I think they're going to do something very special. We're going to have a good time. The 48th Kennedy Center honorees are outstanding people, a standing group, incredible. We can't wait to celebrate the Kennedy Center honors. It'll be in December. It'll be on CBS. In a few short months since I became chairman of the board, the Kennedy Center, we have completely reversed the decline of this cherished national institution. It was being run down. Money wasn't being spent properly. They were building things they shouldn't have built that nobody wanted, instead of taking care of the great gem that it is. You look at the marble, look at the quality of the marble, and the things that, with a little fix-up and a little work, we can make it unbelievable. These columns, when you see them the next time, they'll be magnificent. I mean, we have some great plans for this. The bones are so good. The bones of a building, if you don't have the bones, you might as well forget it. I'm working in another building, a thing called the White House. We're fixing it up so beautifully. It needed it. It's been many, many years since it's been properly taken care of. It's incredible. One of the great places of the world. Maybe, I mean, truly, to me, is there anything else even close? But we're doing that and doing some other things, and we're going to also fix up a place called Washington, D.C. We're going to make it so beautiful again. We're going to be redoing the parks, redoing the grass. You know, grass has a lifetime like people have a lifetime. And the lifetime of this grass has long been gone. When you look at the parks where the grass is old, tired, exhausted, we're going to redo the grass with the finest grasses. I know a lot about grass because I own a lot of golf courses, and if you don't have good grass, you're not in business very long, Lindsey Graham. By the way, you have very good poll numbers, Lindsey. I just saw. Congratulations. But a few short months ago, I became chairman of the Kennedy Center, and we completely reversed it. We reversed what was happening. We ended the woke political programming, and we're restoring the Kennedy Center as the premier venue for performing arts anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. This has the potential to be anywhere in the world. We're going to make it something that people can't even believe. We have some unbelievable plans, and ultimately it's about the talent you get, though. You know, you can have a beautiful building, you can have nice marble walls, you can have nicely done columns, as I was saying, but if you don't have the talent on the stage, and we're going to get the best talent in the world. To that end, the world-renowned musical Les Mis had a phenomenal 5-week sold-out run this summer, beat projected revenues by 35%, and we've raised over $10 million in private funds from a lot of generous donors, and we closed the $26 million budget shortfall that they had for before we got here. And with the help of Congress, we secured the critical funding necessary to rebuild the building, and we're going to get all brand new, highest level seats, magnificent seats, and it's going to be all new. We could have taken the existing ones and do a little paint job, a little fabric, but it's not the same thing. So we'll be taking out next season. All of the seats will be taken out. The room is being completely rebuilt, and I just want to thank the Republicans in the Senate, headed by Lindsey. In that case, Lindsey was she's a big fan of this building, and they got a record $257 million that's going to go toward renovations that the building really needs, and all of the exterior is going to be incredible. It's going to be exciting. So I thank you very much, and thank all of your Republican senators. I don't think we had too many Democrat votes, probably. You never have. We don't have Democrats voting even for crime. But I shouldn't make this political, because they made the Academy Awards political and they went down the tubes. So they'll say, Trump made it political. But I think if we make it our kind of political, we'll go up, okay? Let's see if I'm right about that. But I want to thank the executive director for an incredible job. He's done great. He's been with me for just about the beginning, and everything he's touched has been good. He was on high intelligence. He worked in low intelligence and high intelligence. He did better with the high intelligent people, but he's been fantastic. He's the executive director, Rick Grinnell, for his work. Thank you very much, Rick. Unbelievable job. And as well as Lindsey and all the people that helped us in Congress, I want to thank, and the Senate has been incredible. By the way, Leader Thune has been unbelievable, and Speaker Mike Johnson. These are great people. What we're doing with the great big beautiful bill is you're going to see a whole different country. You're seeing it already. We're coming in where the trillions of dollars is coming in from tariffs from all over the world, from countries that took advantage of our country. They thought we were children. They took advantage of us for decades, and now the money is flowing to us, and we've become the hottest country anywhere in the world. But the Kennedy Center board members, many of whom I knew, and many of whom I put on the board, and it's as good a board as I've ever seen. And on the board also, and some people that are doing an incredible job. One in particular is Attorney General Pam Bondi. The job she's doing is incredible. Thank you very much. Long beyond the Kennedy Center. The Kennedy Center is the easy part. She's incredible, and you're going to see a big change in Washington crime stats very soon. Or not the stats that they gave, because they turned out to be a total fraud. The real stats, the stats went through the roof. You know, they had a man that was forced to put up stats like they were doing better. They're not doing better. Crime is the worst it's ever been, but it started as of about yesterday. You see a big change, and people are feeling safe already. I've had so many calls. Thank you, sir. Thank you. They were afraid to walk out. They're not afraid anymore. And this will be like the border. We started off with millions and millions of people coming in from all over the world, gang members and people from jails. They were unloading their jails into our country. All over the world they were coming, drug dealers. They came from Africa, they came from Asia, they came from South America, Venezuela in particular. They were coming in, Trinidad, and the toughest people you've ever seen. And by the millions, and for the last 3 months, we had 0, 0, and 0. We had 0 people come in for 3 months. They respect our country again. That's the other thing. All over the world, our country is respected again. So I also want to thank the Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, who's fantastic. She's done an incredible job. And Sergio Gore for the job he's done with personnel. Thank you very much, Sergio. Fantastic. In the coming months, we'll fully renovate the dated and the infrastructure of the building and make the Kennedy Center a crown jewel of American arts and culture once again. I think we'll bring it to a higher level than it ever hit. Actually, it hit a certain level, but we're going to bring it to a higher level than it ever hit. We have the right location, and soon we will be a crime-free area. This is going to be a crime-free area, by the way. You'll be able to go out. People tell me they can't run anymore. They're just afraid. And they'll be running again. We're going to have a crime-free. It's a big statement because if one thing happens all year, Pam, you better be good, because they'll say Trump did not fulfill his. One person gets a little injured by somebody, they'll say Trump did not fulfill his promise. No, we're going to be essentially crime-free. This is going to be a beacon, and it's going to also serve as an example of what can be done. We have to get rid of this cashless bail nonsense. If you look at New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, which is so badly run. Los Angeles, they can't get the houses. They can't get the people their permits to build their houses. They're trying to rebuild their houses from the ridiculous fire that should have never allowed to have taken place. They should have had the water coming down from the Pacific Northwest, but they didn't do that. But they can't get the permits for the people that want to build their houses. But I want to thank Lee Zeldin, because the federal government has gotten all of their permits, which are much more difficult permits, actually, and had them literally within 30 days after the fire. Everybody had their permit. But you don't have the city and state permits. They got to get going. The governor and the mayor have to get going. It will just be a matter of time that we're going to do something that's going to be incredible. We're going to use the Kennedy Center as a big focus of it. And that's the 250th anniversary celebration that we're having. So it's 250 years. So we have the Olympics, we have the World Cup, and we have the 250th anniversary celebration, all in this administration. And it's an honor that we were able to not be allowed to do what we were illegally and what we were supposed to do, and that was we had a great election in 2020. We won the election by a lot, but it was a rigged election, and we had to wait 4 years, and we waited 4 years, and it's interesting because I got the Olympics and I got the World Cup. I can't claim that I got the 250th. That one's a big one, but I happen to be here. But I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup, and I said, the shame of it is that I'm not going to be president when it happens. And lo and behold, look what happens. We have some bad things took place, and now I'm going to be president for the Olympics. I'll be president for the World Cup, and the 250th is going to be maybe more exciting than both. It's a great celebration of our country. We're going to be using this building for a lot of the celebration having to do with 250 years. But as I said earlier, I'm determined to make Washington, D.C. safe, clean, and beautiful again. It's going to take place very rapidly. Be prepared. And a big part of that's going to include the Kennedy Center. So thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody for helping us. This is mostly the group right here. They're young, they're smart, they're ambitious, they want my job. Someday one of them will probably have it. But we have a great group of people that are putting this together, and they're also helping us with Washington, D.C. We're going to make Washington beautiful. We're going to redo roads. We're going to redo the medians, the pavers, and the medians all throughout the city. We're going to take all the graffiti off. We're going to have to remove the tents and the people that are living in our parks. We're going to be redoing the parks, the grasses and all. We're going to be going to Congress for a relatively small amount of money, and Lindsey and the Republicans are going to be approving it. I don't know about the Democrats. They don't approve anything. It's amazing. It's like they just don't want to vote for anything. They've got the yips. You know, in golf they say the yips. The Democrats are afraid to do anything because they don't want to be criticized. But fighting crime is a good thing. We have to explain. We're going to fight crime. That's a good thing. Already they're saying, he's a dictator. the place is going to hell, and we've got to stop it. So instead of saying he's a dictator, they should say we're going to join him and make Washington safe. But they say he's a dictator, and then they end up getting mugged, and but the stats are very bad. But we're going to I think we'll actually get Democrat support. I really believe they can't do this one too. It's they talk about 80-20 issues, but I think many of those 80-20 issues, like men and women's sports, I think it's 97-3, not 80-20, and I think crime is maybe 100-0. So I think we may get very well some Democrat support, but I hope so. But even if we don't, we have the majority, so we're going to vote it in as Republicans, and we're going to do something, and that's going to serve as a beacon for New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and other places all over the country. Our whole country is going to be so different and so great. It's going to be clean and safe and beautiful, and people are going to love our flag more than they've ever loved it, and we're going to do a great job. So I want to congratulate all the nominees. They're unbelievable people, and we're going to have a tremendous day in December, and that evening is going to be special, some really special people, and real talent. Do you have any questions? Yes, please.
Hi, sir. There's new reporting that the Russians have hacked into some computer systems that manage U.S. federal court documents. I wonder if you've seen this reporting and if you plan to bring it up with Putin when you see him later in the week.
I guess I could. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? They hack in. That's what they do. They're good at it. We're good at it. We're actually better at it. But no, I have heard about it. I have heard about it. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned congressional Democrats. You have not yet met with Democratic leadership, but there's a funding deadline at the end of September. Do you plan to meet with Leader Schumer and Leader Jeffries to discuss that situation?
Well, I will, I guess, but it's almost a waste of time to meet because they never approve anything. If we want money to fight crime, if we want money to do only good things, just good things. Let's not even talk about controversial. They don't want to meet about anything. They really are. They're stuck. They don't know what to do. They have probably more, I would say more than half are sane, but they are led by insane people. And the kind of things that they're pushing are not something. We have a communist running for the mayor of New York, and I wish him well. I may have to deal with him. I mean, it's not even conceivable. It's not even conceivable that could happen. And maybe he won't win, but he won the primaries by quite a bit. Shockingly, he won the primaries. So, and you see some of the people supporting him that truly don't believe what he's espousing. So, I mean, we will meet, but nothing's going to come out of the meeting. But here's the advantage we have is that we just passed the great big beautiful bill that had all the biggest tax cuts in history. No tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. Think of it. Think of that for the seniors. No tax on overtime. And all sorts of things. You go out, buy a car, you can deduct the interest payment. If you borrow money, you can deduct the interest payment from your taxes. So many things, but the biggest thing is, from a business standpoint, deductions. That was tremendous. Our country is roaring. Our businesses are. You're going to see some numbers in 12 months when these factories are open. We're opening up factories all over the world, all over the country. But that's all spreading to. I think we're spreading the wealth all over the world, if you want to know the truth. But we're opening them in this country at a level that we've never seen before. We've never seen. So they just don't want to prove anything. They just, we meet with them and they say, as Nancy Reagan said, just say no. They go, oh, just say no. They're afraid to approve anything. If we say, we want to stop crime in this country, or as an example, bail, we want to make it so that people, if they murder somebody, they're in jail. They don't get out on no bail. They say, we don't want that. We want people to murder somebody and they immediately are released and they go out and murder somebody else. It's a big problem, a tremendous problem. By the way, we're going to go for statutes in D.C. and then ultimately for the rest of the country where that's not going to be allowed. Because it was when they did the cashless bail thing that the numbers really started going up. In this city, in New York, in Chicago, in Los Angeles, no matter where they have it, the numbers went through the roof. So we're going to meet with them, of course. I'd like to meet with them. We're going to tell them all these good things, and they're going to tell us no. And then we're going to go out and we're going to vote it in by the Republicans, because I don't believe that anybody is capable of making a deal with these people. They have gone crazy. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Your federalization of the police has a 30-day limit unless Congress acts to extend it. Are you talking to Congress about extending it, or do you believe 30 days is sufficient?
Well, if it's a national emergency, we can do it without Congress, but we expect to be to Congress before Congress very quickly. And again, we think the Democrats will not do anything to stop crime, but we think the Republicans will do it almost unanimously. So we're going to need a crime bill that we're going to be putting in. And it's going to pertain initially to D.C. We're going to use it as a very positive example. And we're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days. 30 days that's by the time you do it. We're going to have this in good shape. And don't forget, in the border, everyone said it would take years and you'd have to go back to Congress. I never went to Congress for anything. I just said, close the border. And they closed the border. And that was the end of it. I didn't go back to Congress. We're going to do this very quickly, but we're going to want extensions. I don't want to call national emergency. If I have to, I will. But I think the Republicans in Congress will approve this pretty much unanimously.
Mr. President.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you encourage members of the press to do ride-alongs with the D.C. police to understand how serious this crime issue is?
It's okay to me if they want to do it. We're going to work with the D.C. police. A lot of very good people in there. Not all, but a lot of very good, very, very professional. And, we have a big force. I think they said 3,500. They're always asking the mayor, who's a very nice woman, but got to do the job. We've worked with the mayor for 6 months, and she's been here for many years. And the numbers are worse than they ever are. Don't let anyone tell you they're not. And the whole statistical charts that they made, the whole thing is a rigged deal. They got rid of the guy because he didn't want to do the numbers the way they wanted to, and they put their own numbers out. They said it's the best in 20 years. No, it's the worst in 20 years. But we're going to be very open about what we're doing. So if the media wants to ride with police, if they want to do it, if they feel it's safe, that would be okay. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mary Margaret with Daily Wire. 2 questions on D.C., if that's okay. How do you feel about Mayor Bowser's level of cooperation and her choosing to advocate for D.C. statehood right now? And
the statehood, let me do that one first. Statehood is ridiculous. We want to straighten the place out. Statehood's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. It's the Democrats want it because the Democrats have, about 95% in this little area. Even I didn't get it very much. They want that. They want to pick up 2 senators, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And that's the least of the reasons why, by the way, but that's one of the reasons why. What we want to do is make Washington, D.C., the greatest, most beautiful, safest capital anywhere in the world, and that's going to happen. I mentioned the word bones before. The bones here, we have the greatest bones. When you look at that Supreme Court building, I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings. When you look at some of the buildings here, it's so magnificent, and everything's good, but it's just dirty and not properly maintained. It's not taken care of. Potholes in the roads. All of it's going to happen very quickly. We're going to seek a relatively small amount of money for fix-up, and we're going to put it out to bid. And we have great contractors here, great road builders, everything. And we're not ripping roads apart so they're closed for 4 years as they redo the concrete bases. And you don't need that. We need a beautiful topping by a very talented asphalt-type person, somebody that does the job. We go out, when I get contractors, I use great contractors. To me, a great contractor is very special, like a great surgeon, like a great teacher, like a great nurse. A great contractor is very important. We'll only use the best. And when you put a coat of asphalt on that 2 inches of asphalt, 3 inches of asphalt, it looks brand new. You take all the garbage off. They reseed it, as we call it, or different names, but they take the bad stuff off and they put the good stuff down. It takes not a long period of time. A matter of a few days, you'll have a beautiful, magnificent road. You fix up the curbs. You get rid of the medians in this town are just horrible. You know, you're riding around, I think to myself, leaders come from foreign countries. You see, with leaders all the time, different leaders. They came in from India recently and from everywhere. They came in from a war that we just ended, Azerbaijan, and you know that, and Armenia. We just ended the war. The two leaders came in. One of them said, my country looks better. The roads are better than, you know, we were talking about. I said, what do you think? He said, well, the roads are better in Armenia than they are in Washington, D.C. It's embarrassing. And I was asked at the last press conference, they said to me, how important is it? You're doing world peace. We're going to on Friday to Alaska, meeting with President Putin, Russia. How important it is that the capital is important? I said, very, very important. I told my father, said to me, when you see a restaurant and you want to go and you want to have dinner, and then you go up to the front door and it's dirty, turn around and go back because the kitchen's dirty. It's the same thing with the capital of the United States of America. If it's dirty and unsafe, it sets a bad tone for the rest of the world. So we're not going to do that. We're going to have this capital fixed up, safe, clean, and beautiful in a very short period of time. Go ahead, please. In the back? Yeah, please. No, just the opposite. No. We had a very good call. He was on the call. President Zelensky was on the call. I would rate it a 10, you know, very, very friendly. I know the leaders because I was at NATO, as you know. I took it from 2% to 5%, 2% that wasn't paid, 5% that is paid, which is trillions of dollars in defense capability. No, it was always going to be, I was going to meet with President Putin, and then after that, I'm going to call the leaders and President Zelensky. I'm going to call President Zelensky, and then I'll call, probably in that order, the leaders. There's a very good chance that we're going to have a second meeting, which will be more productive than the first, because the first is I'm going to find out where we are and what we're doing. Again, this is Biden's war. This isn't my war. He got us into this thing, and it should have never happened. This war would have never happened if I were president. But it is what it is, and I'm here to fix it, and I'm here to stop 6,000, 7,000 people last week. 7,213 people last week were killed, mostly soldiers. But missiles being lobbed into towns don't exactly help either, but mostly soldiers. And Ukrainian and Russian, they're not American soldiers, but you know, if we can save a lot of lives, it would be a great thing. I've stopped 5 wars in the last 6 months. And on top of that, we wiped out the nuclear capability of Iran, obliterated it. It's turned out to be a correct word, by the way, because you know some of the press said, well, maybe it wasn't obliteration. It was obliteration. And we're going to meet with, I would say, the second meeting. If the first one goes okay, we'll have a quick second one. I would like to do it almost immediately. And we'll have a quick second meeting between President Putin and President Zelensky and myself, if they'd like to have me there. And that would be a meeting where maybe it could be absolutely work. But the first meeting will not work that out. Certain great things can be gained in the first. It's going to be a very important meeting. But it's setting the table for the second meeting. I think the second meeting, if the second meeting takes place. Now, there may be no second meeting, because if I feel that it's not appropriate to have it because I didn't get the answers that we have to have, then we're not going to have a second meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I didn't ask you. Go ahead, please, address.
I just wanted to ask you, thank you, Mr. President. How involved were you in the selection process of these honorees?
I would say I was about 98% involved. No, they all went through me. They came over, Rick and Sergio and everybody. They said, I turned down plenty. They were too woke. I had a couple of wokesters. No, we have great people. This is very different than it used to be. Very different. These are great people, and they're not. I don't have any idea of the Republican, because I want people that. The Kennedy Center has everything. Look at the Academy Awards. It gets lousy ratings now. It's all woke. All they do is talk about how much they hate Trump. But nobody likes that. They don't watch anymore. That used to have 45 million people watching. I remember The Apprentice, first season. The Apprentice had 42 million people. The Academy Awards had 41 million people. We were the second show to the Super Bowl. But since then, the Academy Awards have gone down to, I think they've gone down to numbers that are like a regular show because it went woke. We're not doing it for that reason. We're doing it because we want the great talent. But these are great people. So I was just a very long answer, but I was very involved.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Biden administration was auctioning off border wall materials, but we're hearing now that the auctioneer is selling those materials back. Are you finishing building the wall?
Well, I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I was getting very close. I actually finished the wall, but then I added another 200 miles because when you do the original wall that I said I was going to build, which I got built, and I got it to the specifications of the Border Patrol and ICE, the exact. They wanted steel, they wanted concrete inside, they wanted rebar inside that, they wanted it to have wires. We have the walls are wired for, all of the internet stuff and security things. And we built it hundreds of miles. We did great. That's one of the reasons, even now, we're able to have such good numbers at zero, or essentially very little people coming in. But Biden, I ordered for another 200 miles. I was going to do another 200 because it's the way it is. And we're all set to do it. Then we had the bad election result, the horrible, what happened to our country, what they've allowed to happen to our country. And we are taking now that wall back. They sold the wall. Now, this is expensive stuff. Hardened steel, very expensive. 9,000-pound concrete and rebar. Rebar is very expensive, the hardest rebar. No, it's very hard to cut. You have different materials. It's very hard to cut because they cut it down if they can. It's very hard to cut. And Biden sold it for pennies on the dollar, 3 cents on the dollar, 4 cents on the dollar. He sold it. And I said, these guys really don't want it. That was when I first realized, when I saw the wall was being put up, because we could have finished the rest of the wall in about 4 weeks, anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks. It was all set to go. It was laying down, ready to be put up. The foundations were, and they took over and they said, we're going to sell the wall. And they sold it, as you know, for pennies on the dollar. Well, Pam Bondi's been working very hard on suing that company, and I think they reached a settlement where we're taking the wall back. But they stole the wall from us. That wall is so expensive to build, and we had it, as you know, hundreds of miles of it, and they came along and they basically sold it for scrap. And what a shame that is. But that was when I first realized that these people actually want to have open borders. And no country has poor countries don't have open borders. No, we had open borders where people just walked in. It didn't matter what they looked like, who they were. We had 11,888 murderers, half of whom killed more than one person. Literally killed more than one person. And this is who we took into our country. So the wall is the least of it, but we're going to take the wall back. We're paying a small amount of money, as I understand it, to get it back, to get rid of the litigation. We'll take it back. We'll put it up. Yeah. Go ahead in the back, please.
I want to take it back to the Kennedy Center, if I can, just for a second, Mr. President.
Sure.
From what I understand, the Les Mis show exceeded everyone's expectations. Attendance, revenue, across the board.
That's great.
Do you anticipate future shows to basically do the same?
I like that guy. Now, that's called a question, okay? And he's a great reporter, actually. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it did great. Les Mis did great, broke records, and was sold out and beautiful. And we anticipate a lot of that happening. There's a thirst for it. And especially when the crime is knocked out. When we knock out crime, some people probably stay away from places like restaurants and other things. It ruins your whole fabric. It ruins your country. And when somebody thinks they have about a 25% chance of getting mugged, they say, let's not go to restaurants tonight. We're going to make it so that they have no chance of getting mugged. And it's going to happen soon. And yeah, we think we're going to have a lot of very successful evenings here. Please.
does not agree to stop the war after your meeting on Friday?
Yes, they will. Yeah.
What will the consequences
There will be
be?
consequences.
Sanctions, tariffs?
There will be, I don't have to say, there will be very severe consequences, yes. Yeah, please.
Can I ask you a question about the Fed?
Right next to you, please, yeah.
About the Federal Reserve.
Oh, Federal Reserve, my
Posted
favorite. Too late.
yesterday that you're
He's too late.
You're considering suing Jay Powell. Can you update us on your thinking about that and tell us where you are in your search for a new chair?
Well, he took a building that could have been painted and fixed, like we're going to fix this building for very little money. And that was in better shape. He took a building and what they did to that building, they built a basement under the building. It didn't have a basement. This is simple to understand. The building is right next to a thing called the Potomac River. The beautiful Potomac River. That means lots of water. And the water is right under the building. And they decided to build a basement under the building in the Potomac River. So in order to do that, you need the biggest pumps that God ever created. And they were pumping their hearts out, but as big as those pumps are, you can't pump it fast enough because it's the Potomac River. If the pump were bigger than this room, you couldn't pump it. But they tried, and they've been building a basement. And I said, why did you want to build a basement? I thought it would be a good idea, sir. A basement is the least valuable floor in a building. I know a lot about real estate. The least valuable thing is the basement. And you don't build a basement under a building that is 2 feet above the river that's right next door. You know, it's right near the river. People don't realize the river's right out their window. And that's the beginning. They did just a terrible job. Instead of, I could take a ceiling like this, they'd rip out the ceiling because they see a crack. Let's rip out the ceiling. And I would fix the crack and I would paint the ceiling. And under the ceiling, they put the most incredible protective material. They go out by 3/4 inch, brand new, gorgeous 3/4 inch plywood and sheetrock, hardened sheetrock. And they had it all over the building. So if a little piece of flake came down, but the problem is when they took the ceiling down and it would hit, they spent millions of dollars on protective material that you didn't have to spend anything. He could have done that job for $25 million, and they spent $3.1 billion. He said 2.7, but it's really 3.1. They just don't want to include one of the buildings in the deal. But it's going to be much more than that, and I think he'll be long gone by the time it finishes because they've got a long way to go. And then I hear they want to hire 3,000 economists. What are they going to do? And he got it all wrong. He's too late. We call him Jerome Too Late Powell. It will live with him forever. I believe that name will live with him forever, along with the name Pocahontas and some of the others. He worked closely with Pocahontas, by the way. She's another beauty. But we have a real problem there. They're way over budget, and they did a job that shouldn't have been done. It was unnecessary to be done. I could have gotten the greatest wallpaper anywhere in the world from the finest stores in the world. I could have fixed up a wall a little bit. It would have taken about 2 hours. And covered it with the most magnificent silk and most magnificent paper for thousands of dollars as opposed to tens of millions of dollars. What a shame it is that they did. But they would take down areas of the building that shouldn't have been taken down. They could have literally been painted, and they didn't do that. So they've got a long way to go. And I think it's just grossly incompetent, but not quite as incompetent as his decision not to do interest rates, take down interest rates, because just like they shouldn't have taken down a ceiling, they should take down interest rates. Every point costs us $360 billion a year. Think of that, $360 billion for 1 point. And we should be down at 1% because we're the leader of the world. We were always the lowest interest rate until like a certain time ago, couple. But we were always, because we were the United States of America. So even if the country was run badly, we were considered like to be super prime. And now he's got us in a bad place. So we're paying $360 billion a year for each point. Now, I believe we should be 3 or 4 points lower. So that's over $1 trillion we pay every year in interest. And it's really just a paper calculation. You sign a document and you save almost $1 trillion because that number equates very much to the bonds that we have to buy. But despite that, we're powering through it, and we have the greatest economy maybe we've ever had. But the housing sector, people aren't able to get good mortgages. They're paying too much because of Jerome Too Late Powell. He's truly incompetent. And we'll be making another, we put a very good man in temporarily in the one spot because one of the people that was appointed by the Democrats left early. And I heard left because that person wanted lower interest rates. And I heard quit, but I have no idea. I'm sure she won't say that. I'll be naming a new chairman sometime within the next, I think I'll name it a little bit early, the new chairman. I'm down to 3 or 4 names, all good, all great. The problem is you name them and then they turn out to be not good. That's happened to me a couple of times. You name somebody, they tell you everything you want to hear, and then they go in and they turn out to be not good. I mean, he told me everything that I thought was appropriate. He turned out to be a stiff, real stiff. But other than that, I think he's doing a very good job, yes. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more. Yes, sir, please. Go ahead. He looks like Scott Bessent. Are you the Treasury Secretary?
You don't want me for Treasury.
I don't know. You look like you could do a good job. Go ahead.
I keep my family budget okay. Sir, when you meet with Vladimir Putin Friday in Alaska,
yeah,
do you believe you can convince him to stop targeting civilians in Ukraine?
Well, I'll tell you what. I've had that conversation with him. I've had a lot of good conversations with him. Then I go home and I see that a rocket hit a nursing home or a rocket hit an apartment building and people are laying dead in the streets. So I guess the answer to that is no, because I've had this conversation. I want to end the war. It's Biden's war, but I want to end it. I'll be very proud to end this war along with the 5 other wars I ended. But I guess the answer to that is probably no, because I would have had a good conversation with Vladimir. I knew him very well. I got along with him great, actually. We had I had to go through the Russia hoax. And it was actually, it was a strain on the relationship. I actually told him, I said, they got this phony investigation going on, Russia, totally phony, created by Adam Schiff, Shifty Schiff, and Hillary Clinton and the whole group of them. And it made it very dangerous for our country because I was unable to really deal with Russia the way we should have been. I'm looking at Pam because I hope something's going to be done about it. These people put our country at great danger. And Adam Schiff, it was all made up. It was a hoax. The Mueller report came out. They all hated me. They had 18 Trump haters. And they said I did nothing wrong. They couldn't believe, they couldn't find anything. After years of investigation, it was all a hoax. It was a hoax created by the Democrats, but in particular Schiff and Crooked Hillary, the whole group. And now we've learned all the stuff that's come out over the last 2 months is incredible through intelligence. And hopefully something's going to happen with it. These are people that put our country in danger, in real danger. I want to thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We were working in the background during that time trying to get Jeff's camera set back up. I think that we have it. I think that we have it all set up. But a number. He'll be back in just a second. A number of things that stuck out to me there were how focused Donald Trump is in explaining to you the connection between himself and the Attorney General Pam Bondi and this idea that there is no daylight in between them. I think that for us as people who are paying attention to
being here in the Oval Office, the great places of the world.
I think that for us paying attention to what he is explaining right there is very, very important because what we have understood to be what we want to be, hey Jeff, by the book, okay? By the book is a big deal in America. And everybody's kind of like tried to kind of poo-pooed it, pushed it aside, all this, all that, and become cynical over the course of our lifetimes because you never see any real results. When in all reality, by the book is exactly what it means to be an American, because by the book would mean that the rights of the person who is being prosecuted are being protected. Everybody forgets that we're supposed to be organized in a way to where every single human being, no matter who they are innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law, and they're not going to be proven guilty in a court of law if you don't do it right. So this is the America stepping back towards righting the wrongs and putting the train back on the right track and going in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think it's important for healing this country as well, guys.
It is.
Trust 91. I saw a lot of people give red castles. Cram, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for supporting the show. We had a major glitch in the Matrix today, Shady Groove, and here we are. We're back. Really quick, Shady. I want to go ahead and read this one because we went over our break, but here we go. This is the countdown is over, Shady Grove. And the rivalries are real. The road to the championship begins August 23rd. Westwood One Sports brings you every electrifying moment of the NCAA football, from the first snap to the final whistle. Top teams, big plays for unforgettable Saturdays. Don't miss a second of action. Listen to NCAA football on rumble.com. The Westwood One Sports app on westwoodonesports.com via Westwood One station streams or by asking ALEXA. To open Westwood One Sports, if it's sports, it's on Westwood One. All right,
thank you.
Yeah, so apparently too, Shady, if you are given a red castle, okay, you have a pop-up on your screen that says, hey, you get 1 month free of Rumble Premium as a gift.
Oh,
too.
wow. I didn't know that.
So, guys, if your red castle expires and you get a new one, wait for that gift, guys. You get a 1 free month, so that would be 13 months of Rumble Premium as opposed to 12. I mean, what a great deal.
That's cool. Wow.
Yes, Jeff has got some sun, and this is how I really look because the camera really messed up, Shady.
You look fine.
Holy moly. Wow. Thank you, Yeti, for all your help.
Me you got to worry about.
Guitar Anon, breaking news. MG Show fake and gay narratives for the brainwash. Give them your money today. Hey, if you guys disagree with Guitar Anon, could you guys give us a tip? How about showing Guitar Anon that he's an asshat?
Every time Guitar Anon comments, give us a tip.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thanks.
Guitar Anon.
He's here to generate revenue.
Because General Flynn is selling 302 shirts because he's involved with the Russiagate. Wait till all that comes out.
Oh, it's a lie. Oh, it's a solid lie, and we can see that he's lying. And now the actual paperwork is starting to come out, and boy, oh boy, are we getting ready to get the rubber is about to meet the road for General Flynn cult.
Oh, you got it. Religion, yeah, because it is a religion. And this is a Trump movement, Guitar Anon, not a Flynn movement. Do you not understand it? No. Is Flynn in the administration?
No.
Okay. So let's go look at how Flynn got caught in a lie now. You want to do that?
Right. Yeah, let's go. Let's give him a lesson.
All right, let's give him a lesson.
Maybe he'll take the video and publish this today.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna show you how your little cult leader,
religious leader,
your Catholic Pope leader,
pastor.
he was put out to pasture by Donald J. Trump.
That is true.
All right. So what is the real story, General Flynn? Okay. Have you been caught in a lie? Thank you, Philly Bud Mama. Love you guys. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, EMP Hands. Come on. Guitar Anon got a red castle, Mikey. Good job. Awesome. Midnight's watch $1. If everybody does $1 right now to show Guitar Anon that you support us, that would be great. Thank you. All right. So look, this is the real story, Shady Grove. What is the real story? Because why did Ezra Cohn Watnick remove this post last night? Why would the FBI deputy director contact Flynn the next day to say that he's in the clear? This seems significant to me. He told General Keith Kellogg it was no big deal, just routine transition matters, okay? Mm-hmm. However, the document revealed he disclosed extensive details about the Russian visits, okay? This is the post that Ezra deleted. The 702s are FISA. So the FISA was completed the day after and was in the possession of the deputy director. General Flynn was informed by the deputy director the matter was considered closed approximately 24 hours after the interview. My understanding is that someone instructed agents to modify the 702 after the fact. They also modified Flynn's 302.
And he reposted this as putting it 302 in the post instead of 702, which is even more interesting.
Because he's busted. So one says 702. So that's what people have to understand. The 702 is that. But let's keep going, Catherine. Okay. So what else? So this is, which is it, General Flynn? Can you answer the question, or will you continue blocking Trump supporters? Hey, Guitar, you block me too. And I block you because you block me. And you know what? General Flynn blocks me because I ask questions. So this is it. Which is it? Can you answer the questions, or we continue blocking Trump supporters because this is a Trump movement? Okay? This is all sauce. This is all sauce. So this is War by Other Means by Keith Kellogg. President Trump asked you to read the book. Mike was behind closed doors, so I asked if the executive officer who was with him, he said the FBI, and almost simultaneously the door opened and 2 FBI agents walked out. I would later recognize one of them as the infamous Peter Strzok, and the other one was Pienka. After they had gone, I asked Mike, what the hell was that all about? He said, are we live? He said, my eyebrows, just some transition eyebrows flipping up and forth. Nothing to worry about. Kellogg said, I should have been in there with you. If anyone knew what we did in the transition, it was me. Really? It was nothing. My eyebrows are flipping back and forth. Are we live, Shady? Maybe so, but it doesn't seem right that they should be here on the second workday. Next time, you should bring the NSC, the transition team lawyer, with you. Months later, when I was questioned for almost 5 hours by special counsel Robert Mueller, who General Flynn sat 16 times with and cooperated to frame Donald Trump with Russia. Okay? I found that Flynn's discussion was the FBI far more consequential than I had imagined. War by Other Means. There's the quote from the book. That is called sauce, my friend.
And Donald Trump hired Keith Kellogg.
Oh, yeah. Did he hire Flynn?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
So let me keep going because this is interesting. So now we got Mike Flynn Jr., who could be Guitar Anon. Mike Flynn Jr. lied too. Say it isn't so. Do you remember this? Mike Flynn Jr., November 16, 2016, the committee had obtained troubling new information about the lack of truthfulness of Michael Flynn Jr. in multiple contexts, including the lack of truthfulness that caused President Trump to fire him too.
No Flynn, no Russia, Guitar. That's you guys. Your logic gets you twisted up into a bunch.
Yeah, let's zoom out 40,000 foot level. No Flynn, no Russia. It's that simple.
It is that simple.
And Flynn was remember the article we saw that he was advising 4 different presidential campaigns, including Carly Fiorina, Trump, and 2 others, okay? They wanted to set whoever up next. They wanted to, because of infiltration, not invasion, guys.
That's right. It didn't matter who it was that was going to be the opponent to Hillary. General Flynn was going to be their quote-unquote confidant.
So let's read this,
if you will.
This is from director Chris Wray. And remember, General Flynn was great friends with... what's his name?
Comey.
Oh, the Satanist of all Satanists.
In 2015, he's telling us on camera he's great friends with
I think
Comey.
it was 16.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Boy, oh, boy.
Yeah.
And then he's also telling us that they set up Flynn Intel Group in 2014, but then all of a sudden him and McChrystal are on the outs by the time Trump gets elected, and General McChrystal was going to be part of the Hillary Clinton administration, but no.
On March 16, 2017, committee confirmed that Michael Flynn Jr. had accompanied his father to Russia in December 2015 to meet Russian officials there and accepted business class airline travel and hotel accommodations in Moscow. Is that called grifting?
Yes.
So Michael Flynn Jr. exchanged emails with officials from General Flynn's speaker bureau who were arranging payment for the trip to Russia through RT's London subsidiary. News accounts have reported that Michael Flynn Jr. made several other forays abroad with his father in similar fashion. In addition, Michael Flynn Jr. is listed as being paid by the Flynn Intel Group, the contract to benefit the Turkish government. Remember, the Flynn Intel Group partner was guilty of FARA, abuse of FARA by a jury, and then Biden's DOJ, how convenient, Shady Group, Biden's DOJ let it go.
They not only did they drop the charges, they dismissed the guilty verdict.
Yeah. In addition, Michael Flynn Jr. is listed as being paid by Flynn Intel Group's contract to benefit the Turkish government. And it has also been reported that Michael Flynn Jr. attended a December 2016 meeting where Mr. Flynn and representative of the Turkish government discussed removing Fethullah Gulen, a Muslim cleric living in the United States. Yeah, they were going to get paid $15 million to capture this guy from California and bring him to Turkey. Do we support that? Do you support that?
This is a Schiff narrative, Jeff. It's an Adam Schiff narrative that you're.
It's a Michael Flynn narrative.
That's not like this is hidden information, guys.
Yeah.
That we're providing you with the receipts. We're having we're currently viewing a meltdown by a General Flynn worshiper out here. He's so
I think it's Mike Flynn Jr.
lost on his knees. I think it might be him too.
or SSGQ.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, we are orb shared by multiple douchebags.
We had to give you a little life lesson.
We are also investigating Flynn Intel Group's involvement in promoting a Saudi-funded joint Russian nuclear power plant for the Middle East.
Oh!
That's also true. So in Kellogg's book, he said that Flynn had it all ready to go for the president to sign, and the president didn't sign it, did he?
That would make you mad, wouldn't it?
Is that why you're not a giant fan of President Donald Trump, General Flynn, because he fired you in 23 days?
I wonder if that's why they were trying to get. I wonder if that's why they were trying to get uranium into Iran, so that Flynn's nuclear plants could use the yellow cake.
It's great. So this is the Russian power plant. Our investigation was spurred by a discovery that General Flynn, Michael Flynn Jr., father, omitted significant foreign ties. Guys, you guys are lying sacks of shit. Nobody likes you guys. Since my initial letter to the Vice President-elect Pence, November 16, 2016, the committee has obtained troubling new information that the lack of truthfulness of Michael Flynn Jr. in multiple contexts, including the lack of truthfulness that caused President Trump to fire him from the transition team. Unfortunately, Vice President-elect Pence declined to respond to my request for information of the security clearance of Michael Flynn Jr. and others. He declined to answer the questions directly from the press. These actions raise serious questions about the information Michael Flynn Jr. submitted in his security clearance application relating to his foreign contracts and foreign sources of funding.
Wow. 3 Flynns, 3 times fired. Well, I guess Charlie Flynn quit whenever Trump won, but you might as well say that he had to resign because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump got rid of 3 of them.
Flynn is a plant.
Flynn and Charlie Flynn. Yep, all 3 of them gone. And that's a great day. And now we can talk about Adam Schiff.
So just after I was doing this thread today, President Trump posted Eric Trump saying, "My father has a cabinet that is unparalleled. He's making America proud. He's making transformational change to this country, and it's exactly what we need." And guess who's not in that administration?
General Flynn. Guess who is? Pam Bondi. Why don't you tell us, Guitar? Tell us how great Pam Bondi is. Why don't you give us that little synopsis?
Yeah, do that.
You're going to call her Scam Blondie in my chat too?
Yeah. All right, so let's get to let's just play this because this is good. This is Eric Trump.
There
right
it is.
after I did this,
sauce.
After I did it.
We have the Senate. We have the House. We have a 6-3 majority in the Supreme Court. My father has a cabinet that's unparalleled. And what they're doing every single day, I mean, he's making America proud. He's making transformational change to this country, and this is exactly what we need. Look at our economy right now. Look at the jobs force. Look at the tariffs. Look at how much money's coming back. Look at inflation. I mean, our markets, in the last 6 months, they have done a 180. I mean, we were going into a really, really deep place. My father has single-handedly saved this country. Now you watch what he's doing in Washington, D.C. It's
wow.
We have the Senate. We have the House. We
have
have
Wow, we have it all.
It's time.
Finn said General Flynn is an American hero. I'm with you, Guitar. Oh my God. I love our trolls.
This is how we infiltrate them, Jeff. Let Finn go. Let him go infiltrate.
Yeah, let him go.
We got to send out our warlord.
So that post was at 10:21 a.m. It brings up the Holy See and the Vatican. I wonder who else is Catholic.
Oh, Nick Fuentes is out there.
But let me just finish. I finished this post at 10:15. At 10:21, Trump posted that. Boom. Now you go.
You're good.
So Nick Fuentes.
He was posting about how we got to follow the Catholic Church.
Right.
See, what you're going to notice is that these are all the same. Flynn, Fuentes, Jones, Bannon, they're all exactly the same. They all Jack Poso. This is the network Q is telling you about. This is those you trusted the most that Q is explaining to you. They're all connected. They're all the same. They're all now fake fighting. Candace Owens is going at this one. Milo is going at that one. Nick is going at this one. Laura Loomer's going at that one. Alex Jones is going at all of them. Guitar Non is in here trying to get us to participate in this nonsense. It's nonsense. Every little bit of it. General Flynn is orchestrating almost all of this absolute nonsense, and he's desperate to get attention from Donald Trump to the point where he's out there renting an office in D.C. and trying to get people to run around and claim that he's currently working with Donald Trump. I mean, he's not even the equivalent of a shadow of Donald Trump, this human being. He's literally below the swamp.
Yeah. Just remember, their bots believe that he's working with Donald Trump.
Oh, well, of course.
The digital ass hat, digital ass hats believe it.
That's how they program them, though.
So let's go, because this is huge, because we've got irrefutable proof that Adam Schiff is the leaker. Hughes even said Adam Schiff is the leaker. I mean, we went over this yesterday. We read a bunch of them. Which one did we? The one with the pen, right? We stopped at the one with the pen.
I'm pretty sure that we stopped, Jeff, on
this one right here. 4310?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So here we go. Let's do this. Relevant. Susan Rice, Flynn's friend. Remember? Do you need Red Bull Anons? Remember the Pass the Baton where Susan Rice says, I need to get you some Red Bull. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Are we live? Are we live? And then, remember, autists need Red Bull? Do you remember that post, Shady Groove?
I remember.
And do you remember who was in Russia? Who was in Russia? Flynn. What? So airplanes falling out of the sky? Do you guys remember this post? Did he sell tech? Did Flynn sell Russia tech for our planes?
It's an interesting question, isn't it?
He's got KGB ties that says he did.
That's what they say.
All right. But he's a hero, Shady.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So relevance, Susan Rice, Patrick Burns' friend too, remember? Yeah, Patrick Burns said Flynn and, was it get rid of Trump and put Flynn and Rice in?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see how stupid you guys are? I mean, nobody wants to Susan Rice or Flynn as anything. All right. So, relevance regarding Susan Rice top secret D-class paragraph. From national security perspective, Comey said he doesn't have some concerns that incoming NSA Flynn is speaking frequently with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. So, we're good that Comey said that, right?
We're good.
We're good because we trust Comey, right?
Yeah, he's telling us the truth. Don't you know?
So I'm not worried about Flynn. I'm not worried. Why is that? Why is that?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah. You're
not worried about Flynn because you gave him because you know he took the rubber bullet.
Wow. From a national security perspective, Comey said he doesn't have some concerns that incoming NSA Flynn is speaking frequently with Russian Ambassador Kislyak. Comey said that could be an issue as it relates to sharing sensitive information. President Obama asked if Comey was saying that the NSC should not pass sensitive information related to Russia to Flynn. Comey replied, potentially. What was really discussed during the January 5th meeting? Huh? Hussein order preventing share of intel regarding Russia? Would such an order shield Hussein administration from discovery regarding Obamagate? Would such an order shield Clinton camp from discovery regarding Clinton DNC Russia collusion? Would such an order be known to POTUS or classified? If classified, how could it be discovered? National Security Advisor Mike Rogers stepped down, retire date? National Security Advisor Mike Rogers, Trump Tower skiff secured date? Brennan Clapper Carter pushed to terminate NSA Mike Rogers date? Washington Post. Quote, the heads of the Pentagon and the nation's intelligence community have recommended to President Obama that the director of National Security Agency, Admiral Michael S. Rogers, be removed. The recommendation delivered to the White House last month was made by Defense Secretary Ashton B. Carter and National Director of Intelligence James Clapon Jr. According to several U.S. officials familiar with this matter. How do you circumvent the shadow intel comm, Shady? Trump White House weighs plans for private spies to counter deep state enemies. Critical thinking. What did Susan Rice D-class January 5th White House meeting reveal? Russia intel hold? What?
Unmasking.
Russia intel hold. How do you add layers of protection? Install a special counsel to lock, freeze everything regarding Russia. Instruct and coordinate with NSC intel community. Schiff. Arm's length.
Schiff at arm's length to initiate. In other words, Schiff is at arm's length because he is leaking. Yeah. See, this is saying that they've got Schiff at arm's length to do the leaking.
Right. So Schiff at arm's length to initiate whistleblower allegations 1 through 9, instruct Congress to file articles of impeachment, coordinate with China to term economy, unemployment gains, and initiate lockdown due to health concerns, push fear through DNC media, instruct governors under control to enact vote by mail. Coincidence, January 15th, 1. Impeachment articles delivered to Senate held. 2, China phase 1 USA clawback deal signed. 3, first COVID-19 case landed Seattle, all assets deployed. Win by any means necessary. Everything is at stake.
You understand?
Welcome to the shadow presidency of Barack Hussein Obama. And Shady, let's just go ahead and look at this one real quick because, we got the striker. Even, what is his name? Mike Flynn Jr. called him the striker. So that's interesting. Focus on Flynn, guys. Focus on him. Focus. And then go look up the focus posts, okay? You need to really understand Q, all right? Because America is for sale. Flynn! Targeted. All right, so what is it? Where's that? See, I have it in backwards order. I'm sorry about that. Let me just go back over here. Flynn first strike. Cripple. Flynn pleads guilty. Exactly 30. This is a plan. He's part of the plan, if you read this correctly. Mueller, Flynn. Wow. I'm sorry, Shady. I can't find it right now.
I'm not sure which one you're looking for with that.
Flynn, first strike.
Oh, to cripple?
Oh, look at Flynn, Stone, Papadopoulos, Manafort, CIA. Wow. That's interesting. Stone?
Yep.
Papadopoulos, Flynn, Manafort, stop it.
Carter
Bridge
Page,
Intel?
all associated.
Yeah.
All associates.
So why don't you get your, little hero to come on our show and we'll ask these questions to him. Okay?
And we got a lot of questions. There's about a list of 20 of them.
I am not afraid of a 5'2" little dweeb.
Me neither. With
flashy eyebrows. All right, Shady. So that brings us to the post 4521. You're up.
4521 is okay. So here we are talking about let me get this organized better. The HR 7297 to amend Title 18 of the United States Code to prohibit the use of armed forces under the jurisdiction of the Secretary of Military Department as posse comitatus or otherwise to execute the laws and for other purposes. Q is giving us that and also the link to the Congress bill and says worth tracking, keeping a note of. And then Q says, quote, the Posse Comitatus Act 18 U.S. Code Section 1355, an original intent of which was to end the use of federal troops to police state elections in former Confederate states, prescribes the role of the Army and the Air Force in executing civil laws in states. And what this is basically outlining is your takeover after the Civil War. What we are fighting right now is this particular emergency that was initiated that became the United States of America in body politic, that became the Federal Reserve, and because of you not being trusted in the economy, only the Fortune 500 companies were. Key exceptions to the Posse Comitatus Act pursuant to the presidential power to quell domestic violence. Federal troops are expressly exempt from the prohibitions of Posse Comitatus Act, and the exemption applies equally to active duty military and federalized National Guard troops. What is Adam Schiff trying to prevent? Everything you're witnessing, past and present and future, centrally revolves around the presidential election of 2020. Win by any means necessary. Self-preservation. So I want you to understand that this is Q explaining to you that we knew on 6/25/2020 that we were not going to win that election.
Yep.
He's saying right there in that post, we can look back and see it. Everything you're witnessing, past, the present, and future, essentially revolves around the presidential election of 2020. It might as well say the presidential election of 2020 being stolen because it says win by any means necessary. So no matter how many rallies Trump does, no matter how much base he gins up, no matter how much support he gets, no matter how much money he put into it, they are not going to let him win. So he is going to make them steal it royally so the rest of the country can see it. And it worked perfectly.
That's right. Sadly. So this is 4539. This goes to a Jim Jordan post right here. DOJ whistleblower coming. The same people who broke the Russian hoax story now expect us to believe they're reporting on President Trump ignoring bounties on American troops. I don't think so. DOD whistleblower coming. Schiff investigation hearing coming. Win by any means necessary. All assets deployed. Live or die. Democrat Party, foreign puppet masters, string pullers, death spiral, Q. I love that one. All right. Next one, Shady, 4883.
And then this one is quoting
10/17/2020.
Yep. This one's quoting these two that are pretty small there. And that's the last one that I've got for Schiff. I can't actually read that from this post. From where
This has a post 3485, okay? And it says, remember this important fact, Adam Schiff is part of the Gang of Eight intel. It will become a critical once the Gang of Eight material is declassified. Logical cue. If Adam Schiff knew everything he's investigating and stating publicly to be knowingly false, disinformation, why then would he take the course of actions ongoing? Did Adam Schiff purposely deceive the American public? Did the Gang of Eight material and other classified documents would never reach the public domain? What insurance did they hang over POTUS's head in order to prevent action? Remember, Chris Christie said Flynn, in the testimony that we read a while ago, it said that Chris Christie said that you'll never get rid of Flynn. He said, I got rid of Flynn. Russia's over, right? No, you'll never get rid of Flynn. He's like gum on the bottom of your shoe. That was the
still
threat.
here in our chat today.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't
What
get rid of
insurance? So a father's love for his children knows no bounds. Right, Mike Flynn Jr.?
the perfect setup.
Congressman Adam Schiff, who spent 2 years knowingly and unlawfully lying and leaking, should be forced to resign from Congress. Knowingly leaking investigations can lead to forced resignations. Knowingly disseminating false information is illegal. Gang of Eight intel. Knowingly Q. Gang of Eight D class. Adam Schiff, knowingly Q. And then it goes to Hunter Biden email Kremlin. Schiff, Hunter Biden email Kremlin.
Schiff saying that the Biden emails are Russia disinformation.
Yeah.
Russia.
Where did guitar go, Shady? Too much sauce?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention to it anymore.
Too much sauce? No, I mean, he's not in the chat, screaming anymore. Isn't that weird?
Awesome. Good.
Wow.
Actually.
Wow. Good day, Sailor. Up way early again. Good morning. And good day to you. No, we're not sick of winning over here, but we're tired from winning.
It's exhausting.
Tiring. It is.
Trump is running laps around all of us.
Oh my God.
He's actually showing what it means to work.
Right.
And the truth is, Jeff, we really need that because there's a lot of things going on in the country. Like the EBT is getting cut off for people that aren't actually working. So Donald Trump is trying to set a good example for the new people that are going to have to go out and earn the money that it takes to buy the food that they use to feed their families, and also to get in shape because they're no longer able to get fruit or soft drinks and fruit roll-ups.
So Shady, we're going over AS post now, okay?
I'm there.
So Killbox, AS, Killbox, and Killbox, right? So you got, I'm going from the first post on 1/31/2018, okay? That's post 655. You want to cover that one for us?
I sure will. This was Q posting quoting the post. Wattsman was the general manager of the Standard Hotel in West Hollywood. She had worked for the company for nearly 11 years. And this is the LA Times article of the plane crash. If I'm not mistaken, that is the lady that was taken down on the plane crash. And then it says, what happened at the hotel? What happened at hotel? AS? Why is AS attempting what is AS attempting right now? Favor repaid. Okay? This is what we're talking about. This is how blackmail really works. They want to make you think that blackmail works like you make a big list and you have this list and you hold this list. Blackmail doesn't work like that. The mafia doesn't keep lists.
Lydia, AS is Adam Schiff, okay? And we're looking at the Adam Schiff Killbox post, okay?
Correct.
And we're going to go right over to 2077 on 9/4/2018. Example 1, being afraid. Does HRC care about you? If she cared about protecting you, would she sell out America's secrets and uranium to China, Russia? Example 1. They always thought if charges were brought versus them, that they would ultimately be safe. SC control. Is that special counsel? Or is that
Supreme Court, maybe, but I think
Supreme
it's special counsel.
If she won, they would stack the court. That's right.
That's correct.
Adam Schiff, AS and Killbox out. HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton appointments. Okay, we just found out that Hillary Rodham Clinton was going to promise to appoint Adam Schiff as CIA director.
That's what she told him.
So this is actually kind of a Q proof.
It is actually, interestingly enough.
Wow. So HRC appointments, end of all ends. Final. Did Anthony Kennedy have a choice? Was this the original plan according to HRC election win? What evidence was he shown? RBG replacement, lifetime appointment, age, what's at stake? So this is a bunch of Hillary posts, Shady.
Yeah, and it's all different ones too. Like there's like every one of them is a different post outlining her little schematic, her little scheme, and who she was talking to on each one of them.
Yep. So happy Labor Day. There's no better time to talk about why workers' rights would suffer if Brett Kavanaugh, whose hearings for a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court start tomorrow, is confirmed. The Roberts Court has dealt with big blows, blah, blah, blah. All this is blah, 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 Shady. I mean, it's all blah, blah, blah. They don't like it, okay? Pain comes in many forms. Full control. Enjoy the show. Let's look at the last one just out of curiosity.
And then there's more in the next post, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. This is as serious as it gets. It's up to us to save healthcare for millions of our fellow Americans. How's everybody's healthcare doing today? Isn't
Not
it
so good.
Shitty?
It's not good.
I mean, it's going to get better, but it's shitty right now, guys. Me dealing with my mom, I do not have anything good to say about anything that Obama did to the healthcare. Okay,
he destroyed it. He privatized it. He federalized a privatized organization.
Yeah. So then, Shady Group, we go to 2077, and we'll just we don't need to go through all of these, but he quotes that, and then being afraid, witch hunt. So let's just go ahead. I'll just look at it. This wasn't really one that we could read because it was a repost. If Brett Kavanaugh, okay, so it's basically Q's posting the same, being afraid
Repost
witch hunt.
One from the before, yep, and then added a few extra on the witch hunt one.
So this is the next one, Shady Grove. You got it. This is yours. 2643 on 1/5/2019.
All right, and then Q is reposting 2510 there. And then regarding Mueller 55Q. And then here is the link to Britt Hume. What is that? Oh, Britt Hume. What does Britt Hume say? Gotta go look at Britt Hume real quick.
I'm Britt Hume. Sexy vinyl vixens. Britt Hume says on the record denials of the sweeping and empathetic apparently caused by some journalist not to write this story. The McClatchy guys went in with it. Anyway, despite their sources and me liking sexy vinyl vixens, refusals to specific about what exactly was being investigated. So it goes to Scrib documents, and these are the Cleta Mitchell McClatchy email correspondent, Shady Grove, March 14th, 2018. So, yeah, wow. I mean, just so much in these posts, okay?
And Q says, what happens when all the insiders know that the news is fake? What happens when all insiders know Adam Schiff is the leak of false data? Did that just now happen? It literally just now happened yesterday or the day before, late the day before. It's now known for the first time. That is a future proves past. What happens when all insiders know Adam Schiff is the leak of false data? We now know that. That is confirmed 100%. Doesn't matter what he says. Doesn't matter what any Democrat says. You can see it clearly right there. This was the way the FBI was organized, and this was exactly what their protocol was to do. They were doing everything. Schiff was doing everything he was told to do by the intel community. Schiff is not orchestrating the intel community or puppeting the intel community, guys. The intel community is puppeting Schiff. I want to make sure people understand how this works. What happens when a member of the House Intel Committee purposely leaks fake and false data to friendly news sources in order to maintain and portray a false narrative to the public? That is true. That has happened. Oh, you're a QAnon. If you say that, there it is in black and white, sent to you circa what date? I'm going to look at the date. God, I hate the way this flashes up. 1/5/2019, 6 years ago plus. How do you build a case against a member of the House Intel Committee if they themselves have access to all the intelligence? You can't. What critical mission did Sessions publicly announce regarding the leaks? Why did Sessions make this public? Probably because he shouldn't have. Probably because he was trying to taint the investigation. That's what it more looks like now. Then we kind of thought Sessions was our guy on the inside. He's helping. But that's not the way it was actually going on in the background. This was Q trolling Sessions in a similar manner that Q was trolling Flynn. Why did Sessions make this public? Optics are important. Control of the narrative. Truth and transparency is the only way forward regarding Mueller deleted critical text messages between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Reread regarding Mueller designed to. The Mueller insurance policy has expired. Q.
Wow. All right, so 2657, Shady, on 1/6/2019. When will the public discover that Ted Cruz was also illegally surveyed pre-POTUS R nomination? CIA illegal surveillance, members of Congress, CIA illegal surveillance, members of the press, CIA illegal surveillance, Senate Intel Committee? The Guardian Post article, CIA Senate investigation, constitutional crisis, Daniel Jones. New York Times even reported on it, Senate Intelligence Committee, CIA interrogation report. Who ordered the surveillance? What justification was provided to authorize surveillance of elected officials? Surveillance fall under scope of FISA warrant or internal to department or outsourced to Five Eye? Oh. Now we got more Flynn connections, don't we? Reality check. Friend or foe, we all spy on each other? Should we be spying on ourselves? Should we be tasking others to spy on ourselves in order to avoid U.S. law? Was Five Eye established to design by the Intel community as a back-channel surveillance apparatus to avoid domestic laws, triggers, and constitutional Senate oversight? What key logs exist to monitor Five Eye intel collection? What ability do former government officials have regarding ability to access classified level Five Eye offshore data? How did HRC gain access to the highest class SAP's closed system access and able to transfer remote home server? New Zealand. Question, Q above should scare every single American. How did China locate primary CIA assets within China? 187. Money buys power. No punishment, Brennan, by Hussein administration regarding surveillance of Senate, etc.? Logical thinking. Why? McClatchyDC.com News Nation reported national security article. There's a national Justice Department declines to pursue. Fake news media limits exposure to public. When did Snowden breach NSA publicly release cripple intel gathering ability? NSA targeted? Where did Snowden work prior to NSA contractor? Except that was what was that called? Where did he work again, Shay? Do you remember that? I just had it at the tip of my tongue and it just went away. Booth
Hamilton.
Yes. Yeah.
But before, he was CIA before that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What senior level government CIA official REC Snowden for NSA contractor off/tar position? Post public release of classified NSA pro uranium 1? Where's Snowden today? What country was involved in uranium 1? If real target country was Venezuela or Ecuador, why didn't Snowden take a direct flight from Hong Kong to those locations? How many direct flights run daily from Hong Kong to V&E, Venezuela and Ecuador? If Snowden was CIA, NSA, would he not understand simple logic? Going public prior to end destination safety would limit active passport travel ability due to block dereg? Why wouldn't Snowden publicly release info after he had already was safely at the final destination? Why then would Snowden route through Russia? Was Russia a final destination? Was Russia true destination? Could Snowden be seen releasing classified programs intel from inside Russia? What role did Brennan play in the Snowden leaks regarding NSA? What was Brennan's background regarding Saudi Arabia? Does the CIA hold blackmail on political leaders? Does the CIA protect those who protect them? Why are ex-CIA contractors running for office, Slotkin? How many ex-CIA contractors are currently in office? Hello, Adam Schiff. Once an agent, always an agent, Shady.
Guys, see that clear as day? And also, back up there, Jeff, I want to make sure that everybody understands the significance of what that was saying right there. It was talking about the ability of former government officials had the ability to access CIA level Five Eye offshore data, classified level Five Eye offshore data. How did HRC gain access to that SAP? It was a special access program. This is saying that Hillary Clinton had access to who the CIA assets were on the ground inside China. and that she gave them access to that record, therefore giving China the ability to take out the on-the-ground assets that were taken out within China that happened right around the time that Donald Trump was elected, guys. And it was done at the behest of Brennan. You can see that right here, you see Jason Bourne type stuff where the CIA director is utilizing the State Department to take out assets that China doesn't want in their country. They're working for China. Adam Schiff is working for China. Swalwell's working for China. Hillary's working for China. Clinton was working for China. It was China Gate that they were covering up, everybody. And Flynn is working for China. Wow.
China. And Adam Schiff was a CIA agent, and Hillary Clinton promised to make him the director. And he was a CIA agent on the Intel Committee. Okay?
Wow.
Infiltration, not invasion, right?
Now he's a senator.
Now he's a senator. All right, Shady Groove. 2676. That's February 9th, 2019, Shady.
Optics are important. Stealth bombers silent. Reread Mueller regarding designed to drops. And this would be designed to is included in the Flynn post. Designed to cripple. Probe conclusion coming. 30. Here's 30 in this. Minus 30. Coincidence. Conclusion occurring as the new AG is installed. What is the purpose of Whitaker? Reread drops regarding the Scaramucci model. In other words, understand the Scaramucci model. It's pretty damn important. Purpose. Who did Scaramucci remove? Effective. Optics important. What occurs post-installed blockade removal? Declass. So the installed blockade removal didn't occur until Donald Trump was elected this last January. Declass is happening now. Rod Rosenstein complete removal, OIG release of findings. How are they preparing to combat the narrative versus or equals vital? House Intel launch of more fake investigations in an attempt to retain false narrative and claim political attacks. If investigated, prosecuted themselves. Adam Schiff, SDNY to AG, attempts to retain blockade, attempts to prevent public release of the truth. 0 leaks regarding Huber. 0. Do not mistake public silence for inaction. This is not another 4-year election. Q.
Wow. So, Shady, we'll probably have to go over the design too, okay?
You do.
Pretty amazing. All right, so that's that. I'm going to go to 2691 on February 11th, 2019. If AS has seen evidence of collusion and or POTUS Russia illegal activities, as he's stated in the past many times across all Democrat armed media networks, why then was there a need to open a new investigations? What about the so-called evidence already seen? How is Adam Schiff making open statements regarding Mueller not investigating the President of the United States, Deutsche Bank, through enough if the Mueller investigation itself is classified? How does Adam Schiff know what Mueller hasn't investigated? Fake news designed to keep the fake narrative in play. Cover. You are witnessing the greatest disinformation campaign ever to be pushed by a political party. Ask yourself why. Fear of what? The message must be directed. The war is very real. Now, what other narrative and disinformations are they trying to control regarding other people that were directly involved with Barack Hussein Obama's administration, directly involved with Donald J. Trump and Russia, who was directly involved with actually being at Russia, who actually was directly involved with possibly selling Russia tech to U.S. tech to Russia, who was directly involved with selling Saudi Arabia tech to Saudi Arabia from America, who was also directly involved, guys. I'm tired. I'm tired of screaming from the rooftops, Shady Grove, because we're going to be right. We're always wrong.
We're always wrong until we're right.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to kidnap a Turkish cleric, Shady.
As reported here.
Is that trafficking? So they're trafficking people. Wouldn't that?
Of course they're trafficking people.
$15 million is what they were going to be paid.
That's what generals get paid to do.
Mm-hmm. 2693. Let's go look at this real quick. This is Adam Schiff's post, Shady. This is Adam Shifty Schiff. Step 1. Oh, yeah. Hype and invented threat of invasion of terrorists, murderers, rapists. Step 2. Okay, so this is possibly one that we read yesterday, but let's go ahead and read it again, Shady Grove. 2693. 2/11/2019.
Let's actually use facts. Step 1, hype an invented threat to POTUS working with the Russians' disinformation campaign. Step 2, send FBI, DOJ, Congress, Senate, CIA, NSA, Intel, 5i, etc. to address and investigate the, quote, imaginary threat. The imaginary threat wasn't just this, by the way. Flynn was under an imaginary threat also.
Well, he's
Step
part
3,
of all that DOJ. I mean, he's five. I mean, he's NSA, National Security Advisor, right?
He's an expert at imaginary threats.
Mm.
He's an expert at liquefying reality. Step 3, justify the special counsel and millions of taxpayer dollars spent as necessary to protect the public and our election process against an imaginary, made-up, non-existent threat, which really is designed to protect the illegal activities of many elected officials. The elected officials' illegal activities, by the way, that the NSA and the CIA and the clowns know about through their networks, therefore they can puppet them and tell them that you will do what I say because we know X, Y, and Z about you. That's one of the reasons for this unmasking thing that went down. Step 4, open new fake and false investigations as chairman of the House Intel Committee to retain disinformation campaign designed to keep liberal liberal Democrat Americans on board to regain power and prevent prosecution executive time. Q responds, quote, to that quote, life lesson, Adam Schiff. The next time you leak classified information, don't have your phone or allow phones of the unknown go between students. Present. FISA works both ways, Q.
Boom. All right. And, I see people reading about Masons. Can we just judge people as individuals anymore?
They have to have something, man. Like people cannot focus on what it is we're talking about. They've always got somebody in the chat distracting everybody away from what we're trying to focus on here. Donald Trump is not a Mason. Stop it.
Yep. And anyways, just can we pay attention to this? Do you realize that people are trying to get your eyes off what we're reading?
The Federal Reserve are the Masons, guys. Donald Trump is fighting the secret societies. The secret societies is the church, guys. Donald Trump is fighting the church. The secret societies are the elite globalists, guys. The Freemasons are the globalists, guys. They're not here to help you. Donald Trump is not a Mason. If he were, he'd be helping them, not you.
All right, 2618. The declassification of all this is 2019. The declassification of all requested documents plus more will occur. This is not a game. Do not let personal emotional desires do it now. Now, what is taking so long now? Take over. Now, who is doing that? Who's doing that? Who is saying we need arrests right now? Right now. Who's saying that, guys?
Flynn cult, Alex Jones cult, Flynn nuts, Roger Stone nuts, Laura Loomer nuts, all of these Tucker Carlson nuts, Marjorie Taylor Greene nuts,
these nuts,
Nick Fuentes nuts, all of them are absolutely ridiculous.
Even people with Q in their name, because our movement was infiltrated, guys. Okay. Do not let personal emotional desires do it now. Now, what is taking so long? Now, take over. Logical thinking and strategy should always be applied. Game theory. We want all to see equal justice under the law. New threats, investigations by Southern District of New York and Adam Schiff. Maxine Waters, in an effort to delay, prevent release of insurance extension, will fail. Transparency is the only way forward. Define the following: treason, sedition, subversion, conspiracy to commit. Do you understand and fully appreciate the gravity of the situation? Do you understand and fully appreciate what POTUS endures each and every single day? He loves this country. He loves you. We must stand together in this fight. There is evil in this world. There is darkness in this world. There are those in power who wish to control and enslave you, to keep you sedated, to keep you unaware, to keep you blind. This will be on our timetable, and we will deliver transparency and prosecution. There is simply no other way except one.
Take matters into your own hands.
Save the taxpayer some money.
Please.
All right, Shady Groove, let's go to 2843 on 2/20/2019.
Anon says the end is near and there will be no charges against the president. John Solomon on Hannity, and Q responds to that, but you knew that already. Hence why Adam Schiff, Southern District, New York, Maxine Waters are attempting to keep the insurance scheme ongoing post-Mueller. Fear. The fun begins directly after. Will make the Super Bowl look like the puppy show. Q.
Boom. So now we got a soft push of new narrative example. This is Kim Strassel. A lot of these people, let's see if she still got it up. Yep. Conspiracy theorist Adam Schiff is looking for something new, anticipating a Mueller letdown, writes Kim Strassel. New York Times Opinion also posted this. A concise Mueller report would mark the end of the beginning, not the beginning of the end, argues Neil Kittal. Okay. Then we got another one right here from Rob Reiner. He meathead. He deleted it because he was cute.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
What happened to the Mueller hype? What happened to the Mueller will take down POTUS threats at John Brennan? Was Mueller the insurance policy, a.k.a. blockade, designed to limit and restrict the President of the United States' ability to enforce the law? Traitors. New talking points being pushed, backing away from Mueller as their savior regarding excuse A, excuse B, and excuse C. Why are new investigations by Adam Schiff being started if he has stated for almost 2 years evidence exists that ties POTUS to Russia? If they had evidence, do you think they would have leaked? If they had evidence, would they be backing away, playing down the Mueller report about to be released? First, they pushed for a special counsel. Now they claim the special counsel didn't look deep enough. If the special counsel report is classified, and now it's being declassified, how do they know where, who, when, why, and how deep each case, ... If the special counsel report is classified, how do they know the conclusions of the report? Are new investigations designed to be an insurance extension? Designed to prevent the President of the United States from cleaning house? And by the way, remember the Scaramucci model? Q asked us in these Adam Schiff posts to go look at the Scaramucci model, and General Flynn was fired in 23 days.
Yeah.
I just like to point that out. Attack on political opponents who are actively conducting leading investigations into the president for XYZ charges beyond Mueller for XYZ reasons. Zero evidence to support obstruction trap. Southern District, New York, opening private investigation for the sole purpose of finding a crime. Evidence to support. Evidence presented. Does SDNY report to AG Barr? Watch the news. Maxine Waters opening new investigation into finances of POTUS and or his family. Why did the Democrats state things will calm down if we retake the House prior to the midterm elections? Was their plan to retake the House in order to chair each respective committee in order to start new erroneous investigations in an attempt to retain the blockade? Retain the insurance policy? Retain the optical illusion that a crime was committed? Retain the narrative? Retain Democrat-based outrage? Retain Democrat-based obstruction? Retain Democrat-based support to block POTUS agenda? If you know your opponent's move, what advantages does that present? If you have the truth on your side, what advantages does that present? If you have full control of the U.S. military, what advantages does that present? If you have complete authority to declass, what advantages does that present? If you have the support of the American people, patriots, what advantages does that present? Do not trust the fake news media. You are the majority. Mueller, declass, OIG, truth, justice, the Great Awakening. You are the news now.
Wow.
All right. So then we go to this one, 1150. Let's see if it's still here. Yep. See, they take down because they want to cover this up. But it's about Adam Schiff's memo false. If Adam Schiff was privy to the Gang of Eight classified material, would he not know the same facts, truth as Nunes and others? Knowingly. Op activity pre-July 2016. Why is this relevant? Worth watching from 1150 to end. Facts matter. All right, Shady.
It's a repost.
Yep. Gang of Eight, D-Class, AS, knowingly Q. All right, knowingly, facts matter. Shady, take 3993.
Remember this important fact. Adam Schiff is part of the Gang of Eight intel. It will become critical once Gang of Eight material is declassified. Logical question. If Adam Schiff knew everything he's investigating and stating publicly to be knowingly false disinformation, why then would he take the course of actions ongoing? Did Adam Schiff purposely deceive the American people thinking the Gang of Eight material, other classified documentation would never reach the public domain? Adam Schiff's memo is false. If Adam Schiff was privy to the Gang of Eight classified material, would he not know the same facts, truth as Nunes? Think Nunes memo versus Schiff Schiff knowingly? And what if it was coordinated? Hugh.
Wow. Then we've got this one, General Mattis Kelly McMaster to hold town hall with Anderson Cooper in September. Full MSDNC blitzkrieg known and ready. October surprises being prepped and warned. Okay. This is interesting change of events. Weekly false attacks plus whistleblowers false. First, Vindman coordinated Adam Schiff whistleblower, false narrative, insert Ukraine, Biden deflect, returning to news legal. Adam Schiff backroom prep, second whistleblower. Adam Schiff backroom prep, third whistleblower. National security. Pentagon SR 1-4 backroom prep, dry run campaign refusal. USD I in parentheses underscore JCS2 refusal to concede narrative. Challenge legally battleground 4 ballot harvest 4 illegally CA-1. Everything is at stake. Win by any means necessary. Plan accordingly. November. Is that California District 1? Is that LA?
I'm not sure where District 1 is in California, but it would be a. I'm not sure.
Because that's where the illegals are, right? Let's see.
But the illegals are in the whole state.
I understand.
They're everywhere.
Well, they're mostly in LA. I mean, big time in LA, right?
San Diego.
And San Diego?
Yeah. San Diego and LA, then San Francisco would probably be the most concentrated.
21st. I want the first district.
California District 1.
CA District. Let me just repost this differently. District 1. First congressional district in California. Here it is. So it's right here, Shady.
It's up here near me. It's like the whole northeastern quadrant.
Yeah. And where are all these people working? The illegals? Are they all working in this area, Shady?
Well, yeah. Like I said, they're everywhere. Like that right there is represents a good amount of the pot production in California. Humboldt.
What are you, high?
A lot of people are high, yes.
Wow. All right, so that is your Adam Schiff. We're just showing you that we've known this since 2017, 2018 timeframe. We don't have time to go through the Design 2 posts, but wow, Shady.
We'll be back tomorrow. There'll be more time tomorrow.
Are we going to be back tomorrow?
We will be.
What day is tomorrow?
It's not Saturday.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I know.
Wait,
yeah.
I want it to be Saturday.
If it was Saturday, we'd be doing premium right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did our friend go? Guitar?
Our friend? Oh.
Yeah.
You're all worried. I don't care.
Wow. All right. So yesterday I posted, Shady said it's almost time to use this meme. I think Dan Scavino and I both agree, Shady, that it's now.
It is now, ladies and gentlemen.
So here we go. Schiff hits the fan. Shady, Yeti, everybody. Thank you, Yeti, for helping me today. I love you guys.
Good job.
Love you
dude.
all.
Nice.
www.mg.show. Boom.